Welcome back. This is part 2, episode 3, World of Warcraft for beginners, and we're going to complete the user interface in this video, and then we're going to get onto the spellbook. I want to try and get this done as quick as I can. Not because I want to rush it, but I just felt the last video at 20 minutes was just a bit too long, really. So without further ado, let's get started. We didn't finish off the chat box, and there's a few things down here I just need to cover as well. So the first thing is the chat box. Now, if we look here, you've got general, which is where all the chat goes, and you've got a combat log, pretty self-explanatory. Anything that you do would go here, and everything in the local vicinity would go here, just by clicking on them. Congratulations to you, level 3. Okay, so if you want to say something, like we'll just say grats to that character there, she's probably vanished, but yeah, so if you wanted to say it anyway, you just say grats, and it says it, so anybody that is around will hear it. If you're in a guild and you want to say something in guild chat, because it comes up green in your chat box /G, and it changes to green, so anything you type there now would show up in guild chat. If you're in a party, and your party members would show down here with the basic UI that you have, you do /P, and there's various other things you can do. Now, quick hint, click on there, and there you go, say party chat. Now it's all there. If you're in a raid, you do /raid, battleground /BG, etc, etc, etc. You can, if you want to whisper someone directly so only they see it, is /W, then you do their name. Now you've got various emotes. So for shy, oh, look, she's gone all shy there. You shy, you smile shyly. If you want to point, there you go, she's pointing. You point over yonder. But if you highlight someone, and you can also do it through a normal emote, /point, it now says you point. So if you want to, like, say for argument's sake, you wanted to call her a chicken, like this one, we'll do chicken. With arms flapping, you strut around, cluck, cluck, cluck. And another one, and if you start a male blood elf, these ones are classics. Let's see what she has to say. Flirt.
No, I won't do that. But my sister will.
The male blood elf ones are brilliant because they're just themselves, basically. So anyway, so there's the chat pretty much covered now. We won't cover macros yet. That's not a beginner's thing. That's more of an advanced thing. So we'll leave that there anyway. I think that's most of the things you will need to cover if you're a beginner. Now, there's a few things down here we didn't cover. The first thing is the player versus player. Now, when you hit level 10, you get an option that comes up that will start flashing, and you'll be able to see that Horde logo there. Click on it, do a random battleground. The first one you'll get will be Warsong Gulch anyway, but as you level up, you'll get newer battlegrounds opening up. So just go and have a little play around with that, doing some PvP. Most of it is capture the flag. You know, you have to capture a base and what have you. So have a little look at that anyway. And then at level 15, you get the dungeon finder. Get in some dungeons. As soon as you hit level 15, going to be DPS. Get in there, and once you've got a few, if you do a random battleground, just choose a random battleground, then you get, at the end of it, when you finish it, you get a little sack that comes into your bag space, and what that sack will give you is a blue piece of gear. Now, we haven't talked about that yet, so I'll quickly cover that. As you can see, all of these, Initiate's vest is in white, Initiate's pants is in white, Initiate's boots are in white. Different levels of gear and different additional pieces of gear at the same level will have different colours. For argument's sake, you can get green items, you can get blue items, and you can get epics, and which are purple. So a green item will usually have an additional stat on it. A blue item will have maybe 2 additional stats, and the armour bonus and everything else will be pretty damn good, which is why it's blue. And then epics are epics. They're lovely. Everybody likes purple. So that's your aim, but you only get them really at the high level. So yeah, get into dungeons, get yourself some blues, That will make you more powerful. You can do more damage, more DPS, and you know that's just how it works as you level up. So that's pretty much everything on there. The only thing we really need to do is this. On the options, we've got your graphics. You can set all your graphics, and you've got you've got various things there. So just have a little play around with that. I have actually got a new graphics card, and I still need to muck around with it. It's just finding the damn time. It's taken me a week to get onto this. So, but one day I will do. Anyway, so that's that. Interface. We've already looked at some of the interface, because we looked here at the action bars where we put those in. But have a look around now. The one thing I always do, sorry, I'd done this earlier, until the postman knocked. Just go and answer the door, so I had to stop. There's your default, show cloak, show helm. So I usually untick those because I don't like my helmet or cloak showing, but that's just down to personal preference. Right, let's move on to this. This is your spell bar, if you like, your abilities, and obviously, as you know, you've got all these as well. You can keybind these, which I'm not going to go through at the moment because it's beginners and that, but again, you would do that through your interface, but maybe I might do one on key binding. We'll see how we get on. But so we want to look at the spellbook, so we go spellbook and abilities, or P, and that brings up your book. Every character you raise will have the spellbook, and it will have 4 tabs, unless you're a hunter. Well, I think you get an additional one here for your pet. Can't remember, it's a long time since I played my hunter, but I can look at that at some point, let you know. But in general, this is what your spellbook is going to look like. Now, your first one is your general, and then the next 3 will be dependent on what class you raise, and then it tells you the 3 talents that you can have. So for a paladin, it's holy, it's protection, or it's retribution. Now, obviously holy is healing, protection is tanking, and retribution is DPS. But we'll look at this one first, general. This shows you, when you start off, this shows all your racials and what your skills and that. So with a paladin, it tells you the weapons you can use are axes, maces, polearms, and swords. You can't use daggers. Sorry, you can't use them. And you can't use. There's various different weapons, but that tells you there what you can use. You've got arcane torrent. Now, every class you raise will have a racial. Undead has got Will of the Forsaken, I think it's called, and basically what that does is, as they're undead, if they kill someone and they're low on health, they go up, they click Will of the Forsaken, they eat the body, and it gives them health back. There's the humans have got one, I forget what it's called now, damn. But that one is like, if it's like an anti-fear thing. If say a warlock fears you, you can click it, and then it gets you out of the fear, that kind of thing. So each class has, and for a blood elf, that is called arcane torrent, and there's our racial down there. No other class gets this, it's only blood elves. So what does it do? Silence all enemies within 8 yards for 2 seconds and restore 6% of your mana. Obviously there's our mana up there. So if you want to see what it does, there we go. So that there is simple. Now, as you can see there, it's got a 2-minute cooldown. So as you see, it's like a clock, it'll come round and then it will be available when that's all lit up again. So we have different spells. Now, as you level up, you learn, as I've said in one of the earlier episodes, you learn abilities. Now, from 1 through 10, you learn them on the odds. So you learn one at 3, 5, 7, 9. He says, yeah, and then you'll go 10. And then at level 10, you start learning every 2 levels on the evens. 46, 50, if you look, they're all even. Until you get to level 80. Once you get to level 80, I think you pretty much learn one every... Maybe you don't. No, you learn one at 81, you learn one at 83, and then you learn one at 85. Yeah, pretty much. Yeah. 80, 81, 83, 85. Now your talents really start to kick in at level 10, because once you get to level 10, you get your talents bar come up. I can't show you that at the moment, but then that's when you need to make the decision of how you are going to level that character. If you are going to go down the holy route, you would choose the Holy Talent tree. And if you are protection, you would do the protection, and if you're retribution, you'll do the retribution. But you will still learn talents for all three, because sometimes you might be a retribution DPS, but there could be some time when you need to use something from within this. But anyway, that there is your spellbook and abilities. Now I did say we would also cover the achievements pane pretty quickly. Now the achievement pane is here, and it's Y. And this brings up your achievements. So as you can see, you have a total of 1,351 achievements in-game that you can do. And that will be broken down into general ones. So you reach level 10, you get an achievement. And so on and so on. I mean, let's have a look. You got some down here. To all the squirrels who share my life. So, show more critters of Azeroth how much you love them. So if you're a romantic kind of guy, you might like this one. So, to get that achievement, you have to love all of these animals, and they are scattered around the world. Now, to show how you do it, let's click on Mr. Chili. Hello, Mr. Chili, and then we go to our pane, and we go /love. You love Mr. Chili. If Mr. Chili was on that list, he would now be highlighted. So that's how you do that. To all the squirrels I've loved before. Hang on, love. Oh, these are new ones. You've got to love them too. There's also one. Where is it? Slay 15 turkeys in 3 minutes. That's quite a good one. So anyway, so then you go on to quests, and you've got 50 quests, 5 dailies, you know, have a look, you've got different PvP ones, then you break it down, you've got general PvP ones, and then you've got specific ones to each individual battleground. I mean, the achievements are huge, so if you're an achievement whore, you like collecting achievements, or you like collecting trophies, this game you're going to love, because there's hundreds of them. Skin Dead, that's a new character for him, I think. And then we go on to professions. You can do different professional ones, and then you break it down. I mean, there's you saw there's 1,350 of bloody professions, and then you go on to statistics anyway. So let's go back to summary, statistics, total deaths, Warcraft Valley. Don't know why that's coming up. Okay, no idea why that's coming up, but there we go. Character. So it will show you how much gold you've got, your wealth, your consumables, combat, lodge. You know, have a look round. That's your achievement pane and your stats pane, if you like. Right. I think that pretty much covers everything I wanted to cover. With all the boring stuff, it's done now. It's out of the way. It's finished. From here on in, we're going to start seeing some action. So I will see you for episode 4. Where we are going to start doing some quests, and we'll get to level 3. I may not record all the quests and that, because, you know, we'll get to level 3 and we'll see our class trainer. We will learn how to learn the spells, where they go into the action bar. I didn't cover that from the spellbook, so I want to show you how that works, and then we'll see what we can do from there. I've also got another mini-series coming up within this pretty soon. I've got to get that recorded, which I'm hoping you're going to enjoy. I'm going to leave it there. I'm not going to say any more about it, but I think you might enjoy that. So we'll see you next time. But anyway, this is Steve OT, and I'll see you on the other side for episode 4, which is going to be your first quest and visiting your class trainer. Bye.